Have you succumbed to lying in bed all day and watching those Hallmark Christmas movies yet? Oh, I fell for it today. I happened to be flipping through the TV today because it's kind of a chill day for me here at home. And I happened upon that Hallmark. Now, a couple of years ago, I was hooked. And then last year and the year before, it wasn't so much. But now they have quite a few new ones coming. And I've seen some of the old ones 2 and 3 times. I love them. You know, they're feel-good, make you happy type movies. But at the same time, I find them very nostalgic. And in a way, makes me miss those days of my youth back east, of course, where there was always tons of snow and Christmas caroling in the streets and all the little shops, the old-fashioned shops. I grew up in a town that was probably a couple 100 years old back east, and all the little mom-and-pop shops down on Bloomfield Avenue in Montclair. So many of them I still remember. I remember the movie theater, Claridge Court. I remember the little street behind Bloomfield Avenue. I remember the trolley cars going by with lights on. Wow. They're nostalgic. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with nostalgia, as long as it's good, happy memories. And I tell you, at this time of the year, with my fake fall stuff up here, and the good cold and putting on the oil burner in the wintertime in the house, hearing the radiators heat up, you know, I do get kind of nostalgic for all that. But anyway, tell me if you are hooked on those movies too. You know, some of them are pretty good, aren't they? At least they're feel good. And they make you look forward to a holiday that's coming up soon. So being a vegging day, just chilling around here, of course, I'm on day 4 or 5, I think, of my castor oil slugging. Have it on my face again today. And this time it's not, I didn't put foundation on again, but I do have some bronzing on my lipstick, and I did my eyes. And I'm not minding the stickiness of the castor oil on my face. I've decided not to cut it on my face, and of course my neck too. Now, this is the area that I'm concentrating on. I know you've all seen my leathery, wrinkled chest, which is entirely due to baking in the sun, of course, as I've said, down on the Jersey Shore. We didn't know any better and slapped on the olive oil and everything else to make us tan. And of course, I sunburned first and then eventually got tan. Now I know my neck looks terrible, and I have a lot of moles and whatever marks here that I know won't go away. But I'm hoping that it will soften up a little bit. It's not a pretty neck. A lot of you have said, bring your makeup down and cover all that up. It's part of me. It's my life. It's okay. But some of those sunburns, they actually caused my cheeks to get peeled and just red pieces under here. My mom went out and she bought lanolin. Do you remember lanolin? And she made me put lanolin on my cheeks. They were almost scarred. And I did that. This was one summer. I was probably 12 or 13. And we were down the shore, and I did put this on for weeks afterward, and believe it or not, that lanolin healed it. Lanolin is like a Vaseline. I just swear by it. So I'm still in the slugging castor oil. Of course, I have it on my hands, my arms. I have an old jean shirt that if it gets a little on it, it does wash out. And I've been using it on my legs and my knees. Now, I am actually amazed at the testimonials that so many of you have told me about. Castor oil is not new to many of you, and you do use it for healing purposes. You know, in the beginning, when I started using castor oil a couple of years ago, as I told you in the last video, I used the Jamaican black oil castor oil, which is just the seeds are roasted, but it has the same sticky feeling as the cold-pressed organic. And I did buy a bottle of this because they did recommend this for the healing and for putting on the rest of your body. And one woman said some of her skin tags disappeared on her face in a couple of days. Patty, Rockstar Mom, told me she's back on castor oil too. She discovered it a couple of months ago and has been slugging her neck and face too. So if you haven't tried it, ladies, this is the cold-pressed organic castor oil. Make sure it's in the dark glass bottle, they say. Now, I wish I had gotten one with a pump because I just pour it in my hands. It probably would be easier with a little pump. So whatever you can find on Amazon or wherever you might buy it, try it. Day 5, feel good. The knees are okay. Of course, I haven't been giving them a big workout. I have not been walking great distances. I've been doing some stand-up squats, leaning against a wall or hanging onto the kitchen counter. And I was going to try and do those 10 every hour. I watched a YouTuber where he said, try and do these 10 in an hour. And they're quick. They're 1, 2, 3. But an hour went by too quickly, and I only got it in maybe 5 times during the day. You were supposed to do it between 8 and 5, 10 times every hour. I'm still going to try and do that if I can remember it, especially on one of my chill days, like today. So besides my Hallmark addiction, I'm sure it will continue for a couple more months because I do enjoy it. Hopefully not all day. I did do some experimenting with cooking this weekend. Aiden has been taking care of the chicken ladies up at Colleen's house because she and Micah are visiting Brendan. It's parents' weekend at his college. And so he comes every day and takes care of the chickens. And he brings me down 3 eggs every day. So my eggs have been building up over the past couple of days. I still have 2 more days to go. And so I decided, well, I better get back to making those hollandaise eggs. But I also miss my smoked salmon and not on bagels. I've been having them on a piece of rye toast. Or if I have a sourdough muffin, I'll put it on that. And I have that with my cream cheese, my capers, my onions, and my tomatoes. So this morning, my taste vacillated between having that with all the harsh tasting things or having the other egg breakfast that I love is 2 eggs over easy on an English muffin with a little bit of ham or something. I didn't have any, but I did have the smoked salmon and my hollandaise sauce, which I've been making with these Knorr envelopes. So I created a breakfast of combining both of them. And I did cook it for you, and I will show you that. And you know what? It was delicious, but the strong taste of the smoked salmon and the cream cheese, I only put a little there of cream cheese on, but I think the onions and the tomato, you've got that taste a little bit stronger than you did of the nice soft hollandaise. So it was an experiment. It was a great breakfast. I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'll mix it up anymore. Well, it's Sunday morning, and I've decided to treat myself to a very fantastic breakfast. I've just made one up in my head, and I'm going to combine 2 of my favorite breakfasts. I'm starting with a nice fork-cut, craggy English muffin, toasted, And I'm making my hollandaise sauce. This is my salmon, cream cheese, capers, onions, and a tomato. And so I'm doing that, but I am topping it with the hollandaise sauce, also putting an egg on there. First, I'm melting my half stick of butter. Next, I'm melting in the hollandaise mixture. Cook my 2 eggs over easy, and make sure that the hollandaise sauce is nice and hot. It's thoroughly mixed. Here's where I have to be careful. I just love these Knorr's envelopes. Look at that. Well, it looks scrumptious. So once again, I have hard-boiled some eggs. They're building up, and I'm getting my protein. But I made a salad yesterday morning because I was in that aging mode of, yes, Dad, my barrels weren't working well. And I decided that I'm going to get back to those salads that I loved from Soup Plantation. Besides my magnesium little gummy, 200 milligrams in the morning. And I made a great big green salad of dark greens, arugula, lettuce. What else did I put in? Spinach, and I had walnuts. I had that raspberry vinaigrette dressing with a little extra balsamic vinegar on it. And I just filled it up high. What else did I put in there? Anyway, whatever I put in, it was delicious. I'm sitting here enjoying the comments on our latest video and having a salad for a late, what is it, almost 12 o'clock breakfast. And I am going to try and make myself a big salad every day. And thank you, everything's fine. So between the salad and the magnesium citrate, I think I'm doing okay. And I think when Moosie comes home, even though he's not a big veggie guy, he's going to have a nice green salad every day too. On the way home from visiting Moosie, not yesterday, but the night before, I did stop at one of those fabulous Mexican markets. Not the one called Vallarta, but this one is called Northgate. And it was even bigger than the other one. And of course, they had all the same things. I had the hots for that shrimp cocktail with the ceviche in the bottom with the avocados, and then there must have been 20 shrimp in the top in a big, I got the big one, always get the big one because I like to use what I didn't eat the night before the next day. Lots of shrimp in the top. And I had it that night for supper. I also found another thing that looked like a big, it was a smoothie, but you couldn't drink it. And it was just stuffed with fruits, with raspberries and blueberries and blackberries and cut up strawberries. And it looked like it was in some kind of a strawberry or raspberry yogurt. There were also oat flakes in there, but the good ones, not the tasty ones that were yummy. And I've got to find those. So I bought that, and I had that for breakfast yesterday morning. Absolutely delicious. I even took one of Moosie's probiotic yogurts, a raspberry tasting yogurt, a little one, and I put that in. I've been saving those for him. And I added it. So I've had some good things to eat lately and healthy things. Still eating my broccoli in the morning too. In reading all my comments, and I do so enjoy all of your comments, so many of you gave those wonderful testimonials to the castor oil for healing of pain and various other things, clearing up skin tags and dark spots. I'm working on my dark spots on my cheek, maybe on my hands, although I think my hands are too far gone, and that's okay. But so many other comments that I enjoy, and I feel as if I know so many of you personally. Sandra Sallin, has lost 13 pounds, and she was telling us how she did it. And it was just basically, when you really get down to it, what I found, that not eating as much, all of a sudden you're not hungry anymore as soon as you can get out of that eating too much at every meal, in which case I only have 2 meals a day anyway. And sometimes you can't even call them meals. A meal could be just a little bit of sushi, or a meal for me could also be that shrimp cocktail with the ceviche in it. Speaking of weight loss, you know, I had lost weight when Moosie was in the hospital and the acute rehab, because I was walking so much from the parking lot every day, back and forth, and that seemed to do it for me. Plus, I wasn't eating much at all, and that's what got me into the habit of not having these big, complete, full meals. I seem to prefer bits and pieces, whether it's out of a jar or whatever. And I happened to weigh myself this morning. I hadn't done it in quite a while, and I thought for sure, because I had not been thinking about losing weight, that I probably gained. Sure enough, I had lost 1 more pound. Many of you in your comments are saying, Nanny, you're doing too much, be careful, save your energy, rest, and a lot of you are a little bit worried about me, and I want to put your mind at ease. I know sometimes it seems like I'm just full of energy and vim and vigor and running around here and driving to San Diego and back again and back and forth to Moosie, and yes, I do those things, but I'm not doing them every single day. Many's a day, like today, I am in that bedroom pretty much not doing anything other than having a snooze in the daytime, maybe 1 or 2, or just doing some work on my iPad or watching a little television. I'm sleeping better. I don't know why, whether it's the castor oil, whether it's the magnesium. I don't know. You know, I didn't get the magnesium, the one that's supposed to be for sleep. There's so many kinds of magnesium. It was more important to me to have my barrels working. So I bought the magnesium citrate. I guess the magnesium glycinate is probably the one that might be better for sleep. I have to find out if you can take 2 different kinds at the same time. If any of you know anything about that, let me know. But I do want to put your mind at ease that my body cannot keep that Energizer bunny thing going and going and going. I really can't. You have been asking about my Shamu. And I have to tell you that over the past 2 weeks, since Harley's been gone, Harley is a golden retriever, Colleen and Micah's golden retriever that passed over the Rainbow Bridge. I think Shamu has sensed that, although they did keep their distance, but yet they would lie down at 6 feet apart and just stay there during the day sometimes. He lays down halfway down the driveway looking up at the house. You know, I am convinced that animals do have a sense of something going on. And one morning, about 2 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, didn't I see him on the hospital bed down at the end of Moosie's world? And I thought, well, that's not good. So I put his blanket there, favorite place. I can't understand it because he can't see out a window from there, but he is comfy. So somehow I have to figure something out. I found this cute little thing at my thrift shop, oh gosh, a month or 2 ago. And it was brand new. It still had the tags on it. And what it is it's a car seat for a cat or a small dog. But I thought it might make a good bed for Shamu. So what do you think? How could I get the cat to like this bed and sleep in it? It sure is a cozy looking little thing, isn't it? I am in that stage of my life where I just don't have the urge to get out too awfully much. I'm not bopping around to stores. I'm not going out to Savers. I am doing a lot of going back and forth to the skilled nursing to visit Moosie. And what little shopping I do is just enough to keep me going. Not much food that I would buy normally. It's, oh, the amazing, the kinds of foods that I'm buying for myself. It's a fraction of the cost that what I bought for the two of us. And I cannot for the life of me figure out why I was spending so much money. What was Moosie consuming that I would have bought then? I just can't figure it out. In fact, today Moose said, you know, I've noticed that our expenses have gone down so much over the time that I have been gone. He said, you're not shopping, you're not buying too much on Amazon. So our expenses have been way, way down, which is good. And I'm hoping maybe I can keep them that way. I can't wait to change this. You know, Matthew said to me the other day, he said, you know, I think we're going to decorate for Christmas early this year. And, you know, I had the same thought. I need to get that Christmas spirit going early. It's such a wonderful holiday. And if you wait until after Thanksgiving or the beginning of December, a lot of people throw their trees out the day after Christmas and it's over. And it's such a wonderful holiday. Why have I had fall leaves up here since September? And here it is the end of October. And I don't feel fall yet. So I think I might enjoy getting out some of my greens. Not yet, but at least around Thanksgiving time. Thanks for listening to me. Sort of a chill day. Don't have too much to say, but you're so kind, all of you. Tell me, how are you doing with this? I had some other questions in there that I asked you, and if you can remember what they were, comment and let me know your feelings on them. And don't forget to binge and subscribe. If you're a regular watcher and you haven't subscribed yet, give it a try. We'd love to have you join our family. So until we meet again, and our next video, we'll do one more video, I think, in October, and it will sort of be a farewell to October. And I will probably have my Halloween witchy hat on, and it will be a wonderful time for Halloween coming up. And then we're into November. Colleen calls these the Burr months: September, October, November, December. And by the way, that first week of November, we get to turn fall back. Yes, spring forward, fall back. So we get an extra hour in another week. I appreciate you all so much. Bye for now, and I'll see you in a couple of days. God bless us all.